Greetings and salutations, folks. We're back. It's Mecha Jam. It's Gav. It's Eric. We're back for more 3-minute anime. Huzzah!
Hooray!
In some form or gestalt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're recording this on a not usual day, so we're all a little discombobulated. We're going over my most recent series selection, Shangria-La Frointier Season 1.
Yes.
Yay!
So I guess we'll just sort of dive into it, I guess. How are you guys doing, actually, before I forget?
I am
Tired.
I am functioning mostly on an unhealthy amount of caffeine and the music of Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Good choices.
Pretty much it.
All right. I'm doing all right, too.
Can I play with
I'm also
bands?
tired, but probably for different reasons.
Yeah.
Anywho.
We're doing this for you, people. We're getting this out there.
So we're covering Shangri-La Frontier Season 1. So basically, what is Shangri-La Frontier? It is... Okay. I've seen people refer to this as an isekai. It is not a fucking isekai.
No.
I mean, it's not an isekai, but it's an isekai.
It really
in
isn't.
All the most tactical ways, it's an isekai.
Well, the thing about... I was thinking about this, actually, when we finished watching it, and it's like... Technically, it's not an isekai, but it does use a lot of the common isekai tropes.
I mean, isekai uses a bunch of, like...
Yeah, it's a weird one.
I don't know if it's a weird one. It's a straight up... It's people playing a video game. It's people playing an MMO.
Yeah. This is actually the problem I've had with isekais for a while. It's going back to a couple of shows we've done previously, where a show just has a thing and they stick the isekai sticker on there for marketing reasons, and it's kind of now bled into everything else.
Oh, sure. No, I agree. Eric was mentioning this, that he's a little tired of sort of, isekai and video game shows and would really just wants like some actual just standard fantasy and sci-fi.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Fair.
This is actually as close to... Well, I mean, I'm not even saying as close to. It is legitimately a video game, otherworld kind of situation. It's full dive, but they don't trap people in the world. They don't...
Nope. It's not a death game.
No, there's no death game.
There's no transporting to an actual other world or whatever else, or losing your consciousness. It's dudes playing a game.
Yep.
They can log out whenever they like. There's no greater things. It's just them playing a game and the stakes of playing a game.
And stuff happens outside of the game in question.
Yes.
There is some indication that some of the NPCs might actually be sapient AI, or at least
it is very much implied that a lot of the NPCs are at a minimum extremely advanced NPC coding.
Yeah, so that's where the isekai bit like kind of sneaks in. If you're an anime fan, that's where you're going to say, "Oh, it's an isekai," because the NPCs are actively conversational, and they have agency within the world. They at
least appear to have agency.
Yes,
I mean, at least as much as the NPCs in Log Horizon do.
Yeah, well, the NPC Log Horizon, that is an actual alternate world, though.
Yeah. That Log Horizon, yeah.
That is an alternate world based on a game they were playing, which is...
No. I know, yes.
Yes. No, honestly, what it seems most similar to the video games that are... shows that are about video games is the one, I think it's Infinite Dendrogram, which is another full dive MMO. I think it's Infinite Dendrogram. Hold on. Let me just double check to make sure this is the one I think it is. Overshot. Nope, that's not the one I thought it was. Shit, okay. I can't remember the name of it. There's one that is basically, it's a full dive MMO where everybody gets sort of their own unique sort of power. And the NPCs are fully fledged. All the NPCs and a lot of the like summoned pets and summoned companions and such are full-fledged AIs. Like they are fully sapient and actually basically, for all intents and purposes, living beings within the context of within the framework of their world. So when you log out, like when the player logs out, their NPCs are still there waiting for them to come back, and they actually can move around and do stuff.
Yeah.
That they are fully fledged sapient beings, and that becomes an actual major plot point from what I understand. I've not watched all of that show, but it was definitely like that part. I thought actually intrigued me. The rest of the show was sort of like, yeah.
But no, this like this one in particular does a very good job of saying no. This is just a game. The world behaves.
It is a very advanced game.
Yeah, extremely advanced, but it still obeys rules. Even the bit where, like, we see people, like, from our point of view, we see people walking around, running, jumping, all this sort of stuff. It's addressed in episode 1. You know, the guy who logs in is like, oh wow, the motion controls are really responsive. Oh wow, the texture maps are really cool. I'm not just sliding down an invisible wall. Like, the contours of that rock are precise to what I'm seeing. There's no massive hitbox. I'm just standing in air.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all that kind of stuff. They talk about it a lot within the gaming.
Yeah.
Parlance.
Yeah. I mean, the really interesting thing is they show a bunch of other full dive virtual reality games that are entirely different. Mm-hmm. Most of which suck because our lead character is a fan of Kusage, which are shit games.
Yeah, he's all about playing just the most absolutely bug-ridden, unbalanced, shitball, unfun piece of
because he likes breaking them.
Because he likes breaking them.
Yeah, he likes finding the ways to break them and beat them anyways. And fair. There are plenty of people who do that in our world with crap old games. Like
there's and everyone needs a hobby, and his hobby just happens to be like digital masochism, from what I can tell.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Like we're introduced to him playing another. I don't think he thinks
it's a straight RPG.
A straight up RPG where basically you're at the beck and call of a princess of the kingdom, and unless you do, it's so poorly coded that unless you do,
she is the
precisely to the level of what she expects. The game basically resets and keeps pushing you back to like an earlier part of the story.
She is the worst escort quest ever.
Yeah, it's an entire game escort quest, and she's the worst. Like if she's cold, you provide her a jacket, it's too heavy. If it's too warm and you offer to cool her off, it's the wrong flavor. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
And he's like so desperate and so wound up and pissed off by her. He plays the game all the way through. Because he knows, or he's heard at the very least, that at the actual closing screen, when the game is like you have defeated the Demon Lord, congratulations. There's
a brief moment where the game glitches and you're actually able to attack her.
A 20-second window where you can attack the NPC, and he has his fun. Yeah. Because, good God, it's been building.
He has his vengeance.
Yes.
Now we see several other games, which we see a VR fighting game, like MMO fighting game, which is everyone who plays it basically everything is so glitchable that it's become part of the meta of the game, like glitch combat.
There's a whole like secret move pool of special attacks that have been created by these trash game players and are known and even named after the person that created them.
Yeah.
Like, there's a huge fucking list of different attacks based on your hitbox being in the wrong place, auto-stacking attacks, various different things.
It's really it's clever. It's legitimately clever.
Yeah, and I will say, it's kind of refreshing that, again, to say the why it doesn't stick in that isekai mold, they do bounce in and out of multiple different games. They turn the game off, take out the disc, put it to one side, put something else in, and play a different game every now and again.
Or like the bit where our lead character, like every Sunday, on the weekends, his family has dinner times because they all have their own independent, like, obsessional hobbies.
Yeah.
And so, like, they make sure we have a time where we're going to sit down and eat dinner together just so that we actually keep touch with each other and to be functional people.
Otherwise, we will absolutely fall into the rabbit hole of our individual hobbies and never come up for air.
Right. Our lead character is into video games. His sister is a musician, I think. No, model, I think.
Model.
Yeah.
Model. Yeah.
His dad is a fish is obsessive about fishing. His mom's is an etymologist.
Yeah.
Or entomologist. I forget which one's which.
And
One of them's words, one of them's insects.
Yeah, she collects insects, but yeah, it is literally a case of if they didn't sit down.
She's an entomologist.
Yeah, entomologist. Yeah, if they didn't sit down once a week and have dinner, they would literally be passing.
They would never see each other.
Yeah. There's 4 people living in the same house and literally never even seeing each other.
Which I think like it's really you be like I like that touch that like they're all like that. They just have different hobbies, which is just interesting. So I appreciate like and we get to see like we get to see a bunch of like the other characters like what they do outside of of Shangri-La Frointier, which is the main game they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, there's only really 3 like
there are 4
players.
characters. There are 4 characters we see. 4.
4.
Yeah.
4 players.
There are 4 players that we pay attention to.
See, and you do see their lives outside. All 4 of them. There are no like. Oh, here's the guys filling in the party, and we don't really know about those guys. It's like, no. There's 4 main people, and we know each of them outside of the game as well as in.
Yep.
Maybe not fully in depth yet.
Birdhead.
Yes.
There's Pro Gamer.
Yep.
There's Boy, I want to date. Boy, I really do want to date Birdhead, and the Troll. Those are the 4 players.
The trolley PKer.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So our lead
character, she only PKs because it's trolling. That's her.
Well, no, she also enjoys. She actually just enjoys actual the PK gameplay. Like she's one of those PKers who generally picks out people to find. She will pick on people on weak players if necessary. But what she's actually in it for is the challenge.
Yeah. Because
she gets bored easily, but she also likes screwing with people. She is a troll. She's kind of the worst.
Yeah.
But she's really entertaining as a character.
Yeah.
Like, IRL, I think we'd all hate her guts.
I would hate...
Yeah, but she's got her 2 droogs, who kind of enjoy her fuckery.
Yes. So our lead character is Rakuro Hizutome. In-game, he is always known as Sunraku. Every game he plays, that's his name. So we're going to refer to him as Sunraku or Birdhead, whichever you want to go with.
Birdhead.
He's the shitty game player. He's the guy who plays shitty games, and he gets convinced by the local game store manager to try out an actual good game for once, just as a change of pace. So she suggests Shangri-La Frointier. Now, there's motivation. There's a reason she suggests this, and we'll get to that in a second. So that's character 1. And he's our main point of view character. There's Rei Saiga, otherwise known in Shangri-La Frointier, known as Saiger Zero. She is a classmate. She goes to the same high school as Sunraku, and she has a massive crush on him. She is also very introverted.
Yeah, it's kind of adorable. She's super shy and has no idea how to approach him. But she knows what his hobby is because he talks about it loudly to anyone that will
listen.
No, yeah.
And some of them won't.
Some of them won't. It's Japan. You can pin people in place with social social obligation, and he uses this as a weapon.
Also, like he's like unlike a lot of like way otaku are presented in anime, he is proud. He is unabashed about his love of crap video games.
Yes.
It's like he's not embarrassed by this. He's like, no, this is my hobby. I'm cool with it. If you don't like them, that's fine. But I will not. I will not have you think I'm a shitty person because this my hobby is different from yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not an antisocial shut-in by any means.
No.
It just so happens to be that he likes to spend his time in games. We see him at school and he's outward. He's sociable.
Mm-hmm. He's honestly kind of extroverted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's absolutely an extrovert. He likes people. Like you can tell he genuinely likes talking to people. He likes socializing. He just likes video games more. we don't see a lot of the other two outside the game, but we see enough to get a feel for them. So the pro gamer dude, Kei Uomi, Oikatsu and Shangri-La in the game, is literally a pro fighting game player. He got to know Sunraku in the glitchy fighting game, but they played other games together. They've been friends for a long time, and they played a bunch of different games together, mostly crap games because those are the ones that Sunraku plays. And are
It's
totally
actually-
PK. Sorry, go
It's
ahead.
actually kind of funny with that. It's actually kind of funny with that as well. The Sunraku we get jokes all the time about him being a pro gamer. Oh, okay, Mr. Pro Gamer. Oh, that must be nice being a pro gamer. And then eventually we do actually see him outside of the game. And whereas Sunraku is laid on his bed with a dive helmet on, like a what do they call them? VR goggles sort of setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's in a fucking pod.
He's in a reclining chair pod thing. Like the
Reclining
dude
chair,
has
like
cash.
full haptic feedback, all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing directly over his eyes. Literally, there's a fucking bubble cockpit that drops down over his pod. Like, okay, yeah, this guy's a pro gamer.
No, he like legit. Like he sinks his money into his gear. Like,
Yeah,
to give him to make his gameplay the best it possibly can be. He's a legit pro gamer, and they have a rivalry because Sunraku's really good at bad games, and that's honed his skills at games in general.
Yeah.
And Oikatsu is just he's a pro at fighting games, and that the game knowledge he picks up from that lets him be good at other games too. And then we have Rei Saiga, otherwise that's not her. Toa Amane, otherwise in Shangri-La Frointier, Arthur Pencilgon. Okay,
Which is just adorable. For a name.
It's great. She is like Pencil seems to pop up in her character names in other games too. She is like a top tier model outside of gaming.
yeah.
Gaming is a way for her to vent, basically. She focuses on games where she can PvP, so she can basically get off to vent her frustrations with life in general as a way to just like, yeah, being a model is stressful. This is how I de-stress.
Yeah.
By taking my frustrations out on other people.
Yeah.
They met her in some weird post-apocalyptic basically, there's this fantasy RPG, which is supposed to be a dark fantasy post-apocalyptic thing, where you have to like grind for every little bit of resources to build yourself up. And people realize that, honestly, the best way to gather resources is wait for other people to gather resources and PK them. And so what she did is she basically conquered basically attacked the capital where the king was, killed him, and basically formed her own monarchy. And basically ruled the world as an iron fist. And they said, yeah, you guys come beat me as a challenge. You want freedom? You can rebel against me. We're going to make an actual story out of this stupid fucking game that's terrible. Because the story of this game doesn't work. So fuck it. It's a PvP. It's now a PvP story game. Come get me.
Yeah. And she's so dominant in this game. At one point, we have a little meeting of the three. Well, say the three. We're going to refer to it as the trio because Saiga Zero is a separate.
Yeah.
She's kind of a satellite at the moment. She's not really part of the group.
Yeah.
But the trio, the Oikatsu, Pencilgon, and Sunraku, they actually have meetings in the other game because they know they won't be disturbed.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
their
no one
game.
else plays that fucking game.
Yeah, like Sunraku and Oikatsu basically in that game, they teamed up to take her down, and like they're the only people who could remotely challenge her.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, respect. Your plan was good. You actually had a plan. Well done. Holy shit. Which is why when she found out they're both of them are playing Shangri-La Frointier, she's like, wait, I now have people who can help me with my plan. Because my guild are fucking idiots. And
her guild are kind of sucking the fun out of the game. But unlike the other games, the shit games, this is what they refer to as a god tier game. And they're not ever going to overtake this game. It's too good. But they're sucking the fun out of it for the people within the guild. They're kind of like trying to hyper-focus it down into grinding certain mobs for XP, and then killing other players, and then hiding. You can't. They can't go out anywhere in the world and do anything fun because their clan tag is marked, basically.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm totally cool with going out and PKing the crap out of people, and like they've structured the game to penalize people for that. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But the rest of my guild at this point has basically decided to do it in the most cowardly way possible, and that's so not what I'm about. And like we figured, so we'll get to. They figured out this one thing that they're able to farm for XP, and she's like, "That's boring. Why are you? It's a challenge. You should try to beat the challenge instead of farming it."
Yeah.
Okay, screw you guys. I've got people I think I can actually beat this challenge with, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna set you guys up to lose, to be wiped out by the rest of the server who are all pissed off with you, and yeah. Screw you guys. Also, her co-leader of the guild's her actual real-life brother.
Yeah. So, fucking with him is just a bonus.
Yes. Yeah. He was very unhappy.
It's also, the second half of it. The first half, it does an excellent job of, world building for the game itself.
Yep.
And introducing, different concepts and stuff as Hanraku tries to figure it out. Because he's an idiot and didn't do the tutorial.
Yeah. So yeah, he basically the planet he drops in. Now the reason he got suggested the game, it turns out, is the manager store is also friendly with Cyger Zero, or in IRL, and basically like, if he tries out Shangria-La Frointier, which is a game you've been playing for a long time, maybe you could meet up with him in game, become friends, and maybe help him out, learn a new game. And she's like, oh, yeah, that'd be great. Let me know when he actually buys the game. And so she's waiting for him in the tutorial city.
Yeah, which he completely skipped.
So yeah, he picks a background that starts you out in near the tutorial city, but not in it. And he just basically decides, I could go to the tutorial city, or fuck it, I'll just fight shit out here in the world. Why would I need to go to tutorial city? And he later finds out, there's the tutorial city has things that explain mechanics in the game that I didn't know existed. Oh, so their tutorial is actually useful. Fuck.
That's unusual for games I've played. Usually they just get in the way.
The tutorials usually actively unhelpful. Oh, right. This is a good game. Right.
Yeah.
And as a result of not doing the tutorial, he doesn't know how a lot of shit works, so he's min-maxing in a weirdly accidentally effective way, and it's not working the way he thinks it's supposed to be working.
Yeah.
It's like he's so used to going into these games with no instructions, or at least subpar instructions, awful controls, and things that just happen either accidentally, unintentionally, or just are not part of the game at all. So he's used to actually just figuring shit out as he goes. Which is exactly what he does. He drops in, he gets attacked by something. He's working out attack speeds and reaction times and damage levels. Okay, this is cool. I've got decent motion, good reaction. Oh, I parried and I got his skill. Oh, it's a learn by doing mechanic. Cool. He's putting it all together rather than just going and doing the fucking tutorial.
Yeah.
He ends up missing out on a major game mechanic that would have helped him out a lot.
Yeah,
and ends up as a result of this, he ends up falling ass backwards into rare one-off game events.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, what he's done, he's basically built up his stats based on maximum survivability.
Well, maximum evasion.
Evasion. Sorry,
maximum evasion. He's evasion.
That's what I meant. Sorry. Imagine if evasion and luck.
Yeah,
that's all he's stat into. He has 5 HP.
By the time we get to the end of the season, he's got I think 30.
Yeah.
He can take a hit.
No, the only reason he can take a hit is he's got some sort of skill that lets him set.
Well, no, against that boss. Against normal mobs, he can take a hit. Against bosses, no, he can't take any hits outside of his special skill that he picked up. But yeah, so the first chunk of it is him basically fighting bosses and moving through from skipping over the first town, which I think is first demo or something like that, into second burg, into third something or other.
The names of the towns are amazing.
They're all numerical.
Yeah.
While the girl who wants to be friends with him, Saiger Zero, is basically like, well, he's not here. Did he just skip the tutorial tab and went straight for? Oh, I bet he did. Shit.
That sounds like the kind of thing he'd do. Okay.
Right. He's used to crap games. He might have just. Oh dear. So she basically goes chasing after him. Now, it turns out she is like legit one of the most badass people in the game. Like, in terms of like, not PvP people. Like, the PvPers are all terrified of her. She's known as the attack master. They're like Arthur is like, yeah, she's scary. Like, she's an actual threat. Most people aren't. She's like, yeah, she Saiger Zero is badass. And so she's basically following him, and eventually so after the second town, Sunraku stumbles into an event against one of the game's super bosses.
Yeah, what are the unique world bosses?
There are unique world bosses that are like literally one-off, and if they're ever defeated, they're done. They're out of the game.
Yeah, so as much as I praise this anime for basically being faithful to the concept of this being a game, there is no world where this game exists. Okay, in a functional in a functional like thing that keeps, what was it, like 7 million subscribers constantly ongoing, where literally as we find out at the very least, the game's story only progresses through the spoilers, but it only progresses through the deaths of these 7 colossi.
Yep.
They are super difficult bosses that require specific conditions to beat. And once they are dead, they are done. One and done.
Yep.
One person kills this boss, no one else gets the reward for that boss.
Yep. So, you say that no game has done this.
Well, no successful game.
No, there was one that was actually fairly successful. It did something similar, not identical.
Really?
Asheron's Call.
I was gonna say, I vaguely remember Asheron's Call doing something very similar, though not.
So
exactly
they didn't. When there was a bunch of unique events that would happen. They would have things that were similar that you could do. The people who did them after the first time could do, and get similar versions of the rewards, but not identical versions of the rewards.
Right. So a first time reward is okay.
A higher level first time reward, and there were also a bunch of events that were one time events that changed the way the game world worked. They literally destroyed one of the major trade hubs in the game. In the first major event in Asheron's Call. Like, after the patch, there's in the patch they said, if you logged out in I forget the name of the town. Warning, you may they actually said before that, you may not want to log off in this town. And they also said, if you did log off in this town, be careful. Because when you log back in, that town is now a crater filled with monsters.
But
if I remember correctly, people that logged in would actually suffer fall damage.
Yeah, they did. Oh no, they did. Because they were on they fell into the pit. Yeah, no, they did.
They fell into the pit and then were eaten by monsters.
Yep. So a lot of people survived the fall and got out. Because Asheron's Call had ridiculous mobility if you spec'd into it. Asheron's Call was a really weird game. I loved it dearly, but it was weird. No,
yeah,
I am convinced the people who wrote this story knew about some stuff in Asheron's Call.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. But yeah, the concept of single person, one time unique events
normally wouldn't work very well.
No, I mean even the quest lines. There are supposedly unique one person quest line events as well. That
I'm not sure they're unique, but they are extremely rare, and people don't share the info on them.
Supposedly, the game is riddled with unique quests that you can stumble onto, but no one knows where they are or how they start, or it's
like if you stumble into it, like, oh, this now was unlocked.
It's a plot idea to make the hero character unique, to give him some sort of that sets him out, rather than saying, pulled through a dungeon that the lead said that his best friend did 5 years ago or whatever shit.
Right. So.
Yeah.
The implication we get is, our hero stumbles across one of the colossi and fights his ass off trying to fight it. And he does it. It doesn't kill him. It takes a while for it to kill him because he's very good at dodging, because his game mechanics are really good, but he can't actually hurt it. He keeps landing crits that basically do nothing to it. And so when it beats him, instead of killing him, it marks him as basically, yep, you are mine. And the marks basically are give him some bonuses, but also give him penalties. It's a combination of buff and debuff thing. Mostly debuff.
Yeah.
Like, he can't equip armor where he was marked.
Right, which means he can wear a helmet and boots.
Pretty much.
Or something that covers his full body, basically. Like, there's a thing that counts, I think only counts as a helmet that gives, it's his disguise, which is basically, like, it looks like he's wearing, like, a sheet with holes cut out for ghost eyes. Like, it's a classic Charlie Brown ghost costume. And I think it technically just counts as a hat. So he spends most of the time running around with his bird hat on and shoes and, like, his underwear.
Yeah.
That's what he can equip.
Now, it's got some useful abilities that help the story. Because if you've ever played an MMO, grinding through mobs when you're just trying to walk to another city is a pain in the ass.
Yep.
So, basically, he's got this aura now that...
mobs lower level than him will run away.
Yeah, everything lower level than him is scared. So we don't have to bother with grinding through nothings. He's also immune to certain effects as well.
Yep.
Immune to, like, the basic...
Like, there are a bunch of debuffs that don't work on him, basically.
Poison. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So, so that's what he does. And so he does this, and when he gets to the next town, when he goes back to town, he sees this rabbit. Like, looks like one. There's a rabbit he runs into in, like, the tutorial area, which are called Vorpal rabbits, and he fights a whole bunch of them so he can get their daggers because their daggers are really good. They're all about doing crits, which is what his build is. And he runs. There's a rabbit who looks like the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Jacket, hat, watch. And she sort of runs away from it. He follows, and she creates a door portal and goes through it. And he's like, the door's there. It's like, well, I guess I could. And there's like, hey, do you accept this unique quest option? He's like, okay, sure, yeah, sure. Okay, cool. And so he runs it. We are now introduced to the fifth major character in the show, whose name escapes me. Emil, the Vorpal bunny. She is the daughter of the leader of the Vorpal rabbits. Though she tries very hard to, like, say no, he's the boss, because the rabbits are structured like a Yakuza clan.
Yeah. He is full on, big boss.
He might be the coolest character in the show.
He's great. Weiss is great.
Blackbeard, so
he's voiced the guy who voices Blackbeard in One Piece, and he is great. As I was talking to Eric, as I was mentioning one show, I realized he has serious, like, Klingon vibes to him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I could see him and Martok getting along famously. But yeah, so basically, Emil brings our boy before the her boss and / dad, and, like, the dad looks him over and is like, you've been marked by the wolf dude. All right, you got an actual Vorpal soul to you. All right, I can train you up. You're deserving it. And Sunrook like, okay, yeah, cool. I'll keep going with this quest line, sure. And he's immediately given a collar, which further debuffs him. It basically buffs his stats, but debuffs him in other ways.
No, it like doubles his stats, but it, like, halves his XP gain.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yes.
And he's like,
it makes him more palatable,
but I what? Why?
But, like, just to note as well, it does like show the mission accepted screens generally just off behind him that he's not noticing. That all of these levels that he's accepting are at least like 25 levels.
He's not paying attention to the suggested levels until later in the series, where he's like starts paying attention. He's like, oh, this quest is suggested for people for characters level 80. I'm level. He only starts
to pay attention to it because he can't pick up the daggers that he bought.
Right? He's like, why can't I? Oh, these are for level 50s. I'm level 30. Okay.
Oh, they matter. Okay.
Shit. I should pay more attention to the game world notices. They actually matter and are useful and informative. Right. This is a good game. Right. So he starts tagging along. Emerald starts tagging along with him. And Emerald's actually like a competent spellcaster. In fact, she's like level 50. And he's like, why is my NPC companion higher level than I am? Oh, right. This quest is intended for people around level 50. So he books for the next time where next town, as he's leaving the place and going through this town, other people go, hey, that looks like a Vorpal bunny, except it's like a companion. You can get Vorpal bunnies as companions? Wait, you can have Vorpal bunny pets? That's so cool. I'm going to take a picture of the dude and post it on the forums so we can figure out, has anyone else figured this out? And everyone's like, wait, what? Hey, did you get this guy's permission to post a picture? No. You're not supposed to do that. That's bad form. Oh, sorry. I'll delete the picture. Too late. There's this. He's got a unique companion that everyone's like, how the fuck do you get that? And B, wait, those marks. Those are the marks of Lysagon, the wolf, the unique wolf monster. Oh shit. So he's got two different groups of people interested in him.
Yeah, he's literally a marked man in multiple different ways.
So this is where he gets jumped by Arthur and her guild when he's entering the next town. Because like Arthur's like, they're all like, he's got unique stuff. We totally got to PK him because he's involved with a unique monster. That's like, yes. And like, there are people who are chasing after him for his unique pet. And it's going poorly for him until Cyger Zero finally catches up with him. Arthur's tied up with this druid who's part of the guild that are all about, like, people are all really about the pets in the game. Oh, she's a shaman, right?
Yeah.
So they get in a fight, and it's actually a really kind of fun fight where they basically do all sorts of crazy bullshit stuff to each other, and it ends up being a mutual KO. I'll not spoil how it happens, but it's actually entertaining. Meanwhile, Sunraku's fighting the rest of the guild that have shown up, and he's like, well, basically, if he can get into town, he'll be basically okay. It's not like that you can't PK in town, it's just that, like, it's a pain in the ass to do so, because you start being arrested by other players will turn on you too, and it's like, we're no longer outnumber him in town.
Yeah, it's also one of those things of like killing someone in town brings in the guards as well.
Mm-hmm. So Cyger Zero shows up and like they're like, oh well, we are fucked. And she jumps in and like one shot somebody. It's like, oh, well, all right then. And Sanako's like, sweet, I'm out. And vaults off her into town. And from here, basically, Arthur eventually, like, realizes, okay, so Sunraku's in the game, and his programmer buddy is apparently in game because he's been spotted. Or no, I remember now, like, he finds out Sunraku's playing, and he basically mentions Arthur, it's like, dude, I've heard that, like, Sunraku's playing this Shangria-La Frointier. I think someone mentioned you might be playing too? Like, should we, like, hook up in game and do some stuff? And Arthur's like, wait, that means there are two people who have actual game mechanic skills I think we'll need for fighting this unique super boss. I can totally fight. I can actually beat the super boss instead of having my guild farm him, because apparently fighting super bosses, even losing, you earn a lot of XP. And she wants to actually like beat the boss.
Yeah.
And so the entire basically second half of the show is largely about getting ready for that fight.
Yeah. And again, they go into it and it's like, this is what I was impressed with. It's like the mechanics of the game. It's about leveling. It's about getting your prep on, making sure you've got all your gear, doing your little side quests in the meantime. But like, it doesn't become, again, the balance of a game. It's something to prepare for, but it doesn't absorb them. It's like, it's not, okay, well, we've got 3 weeks until the event goes live, so we're going to train mindlessly until then. It's like, if you've ever played an MMO, 3 weeks is a long fucking time to grind. You can do 8 characters in that time. It's like, it's not, it doesn't absorb everything. They do go outside and have a life outside of the world as well.
Yep.
Sunraku does things other than the quest there. He explores his character and what else he can do.
Yep.
Um,
He learns more about the
it's-
game world. He learns some new game mechanics that like Oikatsu is like, dude, you haven't been doing the skill merging shit. What is skill merging? What do you mean? What is skill merging? That's a tutorial of the first town. You didn't go to the first town. Of course you didn't. Okay, here's the basic of how it works. Just go to a skill trainer. They'll give you the full tutorial on it. All the skill trainers have tutorials on this. Because they realize that some people might miss it in the first town, so all the skill trainers do this.
Meanwhile, the rabbit boss is like putting him through little extra missions and all the rest of it, trying to test to see how strong he is versus obscenely strong monsters. So he's kind of getting that premature little how to deal with extreme, how strong monsters can be, and the fact that this thing that he's fighting is actually nothing compared to what he's going to be facing.
Yeah.
But it's just showing him again, it's displaying the difference between a power fantasy as such versus manipulation of the mechanics.
Now, no, this is still a power fantasy show. No
yeah,
question.
absolutely, but it's not like fighting spirit suddenly gonna overpower because he's following a rotation, he's following a plan, he's playing an MMO.
Yeah. Like game mechanics, game knowledge are the things that actually get him through the fight.
Yeah. I actually really like when they go into the first fight with the Colossi, and again, not to spoil too much, but right at the beginning, they Pentagon says it doesn't matter that you're only low level, it's fine. This boss drops everyone's level down to 50 anyway.
So level to 50, and then we don't worry about anything after that.
Yeah, it's like this boss is level 200. It automatically drops everyone that goes into the fight to 50. So you can have 3 people or 300. It doesn't matter. They're all at level 50. So power-wise, you're fucked. I need players that are actually skilled. It's all down to
this boss fight is all about mechanical skill and knowledge. Levels are not what matters in this fight.
So trash gamers are actually fucking ideal for it.
Yeah. Sunraku's Sunraku and Oikatsu's actual mechanical skills are exactly what she needs for this.
Mm-hmm.
We find out later this is supposed to be one of the very last bosses beaten.
Yeah.
The actual developer of the game is really pissed off that when he's the first one beaten. She's like, what the fuck?
It was not how this is supposed to work.
She's complaining about this to the producer, like, why did I let you nerf this guy down to this level? Because it would have been literally impossible for anyone to ever beat this if I didn't.
Yeah, it's the writer versus the game designer,
right?
The game dev. It's like one's like yes. Why are you ruining my story? Because it's a game. The players have to be able to beat it.
Now, I will say this: the argument they present ends up being sort of like, yeah, they both have a point.
Yeah,
but they're both wrong in certain areas too. It's actually a well presented. It's actually a well presented argument.
And the poor project manager who
has ulcers is just like,
he has ulcers because of these two. Yeah,
stop fighting, please. My ulcers. I hate you both. So the big fight with the Colossus, I will say, I think we all agreed that it felt like it went about an episode too long, the actual fight.
At least. Yeah.
But it was still it definitely felt too long, but it didn't feel like it way overstayed its welcome.
No, it does a good job of him of showing him working out the mechanics.
Oh yeah, everybody involved in the fight does something interesting and figures something out about the fight, which is cool.
And you can see him evolving his fight style. And he realizes that he's basically waiting for an opening to happen. Now, we go around the loop, I think probably 2 or 3, 1 or 2 times too many. But yeah, that's about my only complaint, really. It's just
I'm not even sure it necessarily I get why I totally understand the decisions for why every bit of it happened. It's just the actual runtime felt too long, more than the stage.
Yeah.
All the individual stages. Sorry, go ahead.
I meant to look this up earlier, but one of the things that the entire fight's gorgeously animated.
Oh yeah.
But there are times when the style changes slightly, and for some reason, Pencilgon keeps on like oscillating between lipstick and no lipstick.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And it occurred to me that it might be a showcase for different animators and directors. I meant to look this up, but I didn't. And I'm too tired to be asked to do it now.
Fair. But yeah, no, it's really I didn't notice as much. I only noticed what you pointed out, and I stopped noticing it. Also, I also stopped noticing it again. I was focusing on other stuff.
Right.
But like every time you mention it, I'm like, oh yeah, that happened, didn't it? And I totally get why it was throwing you off. Like I get it.
Also, just a rough thing. Just one thing. Like lots of gorgeous Sakuga all over the place, but you have a mecha horse that shoots missile clouds, and you don't do one in Anto Circus.
Yeah, I know.
There, guys, come on, give me my Macross missile swarm.
Yeah. No, I will say
that is really lacking in anime in the modern era.
Yeah. No, I will say, like, yeah, Eric's right. Like the animation of the show, when they go all in, they go all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when they're doing stuff to save animation, you know, to do more simpler animation, like they still do stuff to make it like interesting. Like it's just not like it's clear they're saving animation, but they're doing stuff to make it not feel like it's like pointless.
Yeah, they use the same tricks everyone else does, but they're better at hiding them than a cheap show would be. And yeah,
this was really noticeable after Faraway Paladin, by the way.
Yes.
Jesus.
But there's a clear brain behind the artistic choices that are being made. Like, for example, one of the really little things that they could quite easily have forgotten is that Sunraku, our lead, okay, because he's going through and he does it. Basically, it's implied that when you do these dive games, you use your real face, and he doesn't like that. He likes to wear helmets. The only one that's available to him at the start of the game is the bird hat.
The only full helmet that's available at the start of the game.
A full helmet covers the face, so he wears the bird hat. They never forget, for the most part at least, that it's a mask that he's wearing.
So when he opens the beak and shoves food
where he's eating or drinking, where you can tell he's like, if it was a bird drinking, it wouldn't be drinking like on the beak. It's literally going down the throat of the bird because his mouth's further down in there.
Yeah, so his hand goes into the beak to get to his actual mouth.
Yeah, it's little subtle bits like that they just still leave in. Yeah, they could have ignored quite easily and lost a little bit of that.
They also make for great visual gags.
Oh yeah,
the mask is also very expressive because it's a video game. You can do that.
Yep.
But they're great mix for great visual gags. And
oh yeah, when this show's funny, it's very funny.
Yes.
So the other sort of pacing / writing sort of issue that I think we all had with it is the big fight with the Colossus ends, and then there are like 3 or 4 more episodes after that, which are not bad episodes. They're all they're not bad. It just feels like that. They feel like it's sort of like there's like one episode that's like clearly the coda to the fight and like wraps up like the plot, all the plot stuff around like the PK guild and dealing with them, and like wrapping up all sorts of other stuff with that. And then there's just like, okay, and now Sunraku starts moving on to the next town and advancing some other quests. Okay, great, cool. There are only 3 episodes left in the season at this point. What's going to be the dramatic sort of, how are they going to handle the end of season 1 break? And there's a little bit of a cliffhanger.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like
we're introduced to another character who like actually is like he's big in the guy who plays him is super deep into the lore of the game and it's like looking into the secrets of the world and it's like, hey, Sunraku, would you be interested in helping me try to find the true secrets of the world? And that's where the season ends.
Yeah.
I will say I'm really amused that it is clearly like the model he has chosen is like a freaking like Gura magical girl kind of deal.
Yep.
And the dude's got a voice like a
48-year-old
man.
Oh, it's clearly an old it's a middle-aged man who's playing the character.
Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
good.
love
It's a good. No, that's the other thing I do appreciate about this.
I
is
love
like,
hearing Ron Perlman come out of friggin'
Yep.
like Christina Ricci from the 90s.
No, one of the things that they have about this game is that there are people who are playing cross-gender characters, and there's no like weirdness about it. It's just like, yeah, there's a dude playing that female character model there is being played by a dude, and everyone's like, that happens. Because guess what? That happens in MMOs all the time.
In MMOs. Jesus Christ.
And like most of the time nobody's weird about it. Like there are times that people are weird about it. Let's be real, but IRL. But like,
I mean, there's always someone who's going to be weird about it, and then everyone's sort of like, "Why are you being weird about this? This is just a thing."
Yeah, and like, yeah, okay, yeah, like the pro gamer dude, his character model in game is female, and like nobody says it's like, "Oh, you're playing a chick, cool."
Yeah. I don't even think it comes up that
it really doesn't. Like I think you're right.
I think Emil mentions it.
I think
she's
there's like
an
a
NPC,
line.
it doesn't get it.
Right.
And
it's like, so wait, the Oikatsu here is female. Why do he refer to him as he? Because he's he. He's a dude. But I don't understand, but okay.
yeah. Emil being from the world doesn't quite get the player mechanic thing, but
yeah. So she's like,
they haven't really explored that either, because Emil knows that when like all Emil knows is that when Sunraku logs out, his avatar, his character goes to sleep, and is just there in the world asleep in his room.
So they refer to all the like
whether they do that.
The rabbits and all the NPCs refer to the players as, I think, pioneers or something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
and so they've got some sort of special status, which is and like, but like that's clearly something that's going to become more important later. But we like again like there's a lot of stuff that I think will be covered in later seasons, and season 2 is mostly out and done at this point. But we didn't want to do another 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Put it this way, I will be at some
point.
I'm
going to watch it. My plan is to watch it, but my plan is definitely to watch it. But for covering for a podcast, like that would have been a bit much.
Yeah.
Especially when there's an actual clear break, and it's not like a massive, oh my god, what the fuck cliffhanger. Like this is not a cliffhanger. Hey, right. This is not a Code Geass situation.
Yeah.
This is, season 1, Log Horizon season 1 ended with, some plot threads dangling, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I have to watch it now.
Yeah. Like, no, fuck you. And no, I was waiting for an answer. Don't give me 3 more fucking questions.
So instead of answering the question, you have changed it. Fuck you.
Yes. You have chosen politics. I see.
Also, this is there's more to we've been told there's more to this world, and we find out that there are people actively looking into answering the questions of the world, and they want the leader of the group wants Sunraku to help them. And that's where we wrap the season up.
Yeah. It does feel a little bit like, I won't say a letdown, but
no, the season ends in sort of and the season ends.
You know the issue with it. I think the fact that there was 3 episodes to close out.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was too long.
No, I think there was too much post the boss fight. Like legitimately the boss fight had ended, and like there'd been the episode after the boss fight which was the coda to the boss fight, and then we had one more episode of some traveling and then running into this dude. It would have worked fine.
Yeah. Instead, it starts going into the explanation of what the rewards they got from the boss fight.
Yep.
As well as him going on another adventure, another quest, in the middle of it all, to set up the fact that he's now got equipment that he wants to have made to progress to the next bit, which introduces an NPC, which will then be important in the next season. And it's just a little bit. It's like, guys, okay, just put the story to bed. Next season we start again, but it's just like a little bit. No, I just need to do this. Just need to include this.
I think it's a case of it is an adaptation of a web novel series. And
yes.
I think that they the boss, I think the end of that boss fight came a bit too early in the web novel. The actual writing earlier than like to be a convenient place in terms of episode length and like it was too deep in to do it in a 12 episodes, and it wasn't quite deep enough to do a full 24. So
when we're then saying the fight probably went an episode too long, is also kind of weird on the whole overall timing of the show.
Yeah, I think it's a case of the way the web novels are paced. I think. Yeah, and I imagine it worked better in the pacing works better in the web novels, probably. Or it might not. I don't know. I've not read them, so who knows. But yeah, like, and so that's sort of the basic sort of structure of the show.
I think that this is one of those where we don't really want to go too deep into it anyway, because it's not saying a lot that a lot of other shows haven't already said. You know,
it's really it does a better job than most at presenting a show about an actual full dive MMO.
Yes.
Like,
and you can tell it's actively it's borrowing a few tropes, as we said at the start of the episode here, but it's actively trying to avoid falling down the isekai.
Yeah, it is very clearly trying to be about a game, and it's very clear that the people who wrote this understand video games.
Yes.
Like, it's really clear that somebody has played some MMOs in the past. And also clearly someone involved in the writing understands the Kusoge thing.
Yes.
Because I know people who do Kusoge. There's a Twitch channel run by this guy Brusentia who he hosts a regular tournament series that he calls Kusa Grande, where he has people play in a competition to play crappy games, and they race each other in these games. It's hilarious and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever watched any of the speed run channels, a lot of them, they're looking for the exploits. They're looking for the quick ways to slip through a wall or something. That's exactly what this is. It's speedrunners, but not as easy. Because they want it.
Well, I mean, it's a lot. This is like what Sunraku's doing is he's like trying to be the guy who finds is trying to play through these games. So he's the one who finds the glitches for the first time.
Yeah.
So he's like the first adopter. He's not trying to speedrun the game. He's trying to break the game because that'll let a lot of people. Yeah. Then people will take that to to speedrun it afterwards, probably. But yeah, no, I appreciate the fact that they clearly understand video games. And gamers, like,
yeah.
I wish that we got a little more of Saiger Zero than we did.
Yes. I have a feeling they're holding her for a later season just because of how powerful she is.
Yeah.
They couldn't add her to the trio because she would just basically break everything. But going on,
it wouldn't have been nearly as good as the other two in the.
Oh, in that particular boss fight, though. No, she is all about like my gears. She's not like a mechanical game. She's not not a game mechanic player.
We see her in one serious fight later on, and it's literally she is standing stock still. She's going buff, 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 buff.
Like
buff stack,
her
buff
game
stack,
knowledge
buff
is
stack,
clearly
buff stack,
very good.
Swing.
Yeah.
Her game knowledge is clearly good, but she's not like the mechanical game. She's like game mechanics, like actual like mechanical skills, not her thing. Like she actually gets into a PvP fight with Arthur, and she wins.
Yeah.
And Arthur clearly is. She's like, my plan is to lose here. I'm expecting to lose here because I'm trying to get PK'd so that I can clear my PK flags and just play the game now. But like, I am constitutionally incapable of throwing a fight.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no. Okay. So Saiger's, she definitely lives up to, she's got a second mode. Oh dear. Well, this is going to hurt. Her armor's gone from white to black. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just fine. I've never played I've never played a Final Fantasy game. That's a good sign.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there was singing in Latin as well at the time. So,
Saiger's Zero really does have like final boss element feel to her in some ways.
Yeah. But no, like I say, you mentioned a moment ago about the gaming culture and all that kind of stuff. It's like there's a really cool scene, and I don't know if this character comes back, probably will, but he nips back into a fighting game just to blow off some steam and you know, because he's neglected his other games that he plays.
Yeah.
And as he's wandering around, he notices a guy, and it's like, he's like clearly is marked down as a new player, and he's like, wait, a new player
In this,
in this game?
Nobody plays this. Nobody new plays this game. What the hell?
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah, and he ends up like saying, "Oh, cool, how long you been in this?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Oh, that's awesome." And the guy's like, "Well, it is a fighting game. Do you want to spar?" He's like, "Well, you've got your flag on." Well, yeah, sure. And he's like coaching him and teaching him, and like you can see that there's a crowd forms around him, and that this kid's learning as he goes and learning all these. He's basically creating a new trash gamer. But he's learning all these
glitch attacks,
tweaks and steps, and even creates his own.
Right, he creates a new one. And like Sunraku's like, "Holy shit, that's new! Oh, that's sweet!
Yeah.
Oh yes, well done, buddy."
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. There's no, "Oh wow, you beat me with bullshit." It's like, "Oh wow, you discovered a new one. That's cool,
dude. Perfect that is your move, dude.
Yeah,
that'll get named after you."
Yep.
You took a round off me. Well fucking done, buddy. And everyone's like, "Holy shit!" He took a round. The newbie took a round off Sunraku. Holy shit! No, I love the little details like that. Like, there's a lot about the show I really enjoyed. The music's also really good. Like consistently. Outside of the first OP is only okay. Like, it's like, second OP is much better in my opinion. But yeah, like, I want to see more of like Tiger Zero and Sunraku interacting, even if they're not like adventuring. Like, it's very clear that she wants to play the game with him.
Her shyness is the only thing that grates on me a little bit.
It's over the top. It's a little over the top. Like, it's cute, it's adorable, but like, can we like move? Can we like have a little more development, please?
Yeah. Can we push things forward a little bit?
But yeah, no. I guess that's sort of it. We should move on to final thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I figured this was going to be a quick one.
So this is my pick, I guess. So it's Eric, then Gav, then I'll finish up. So Eric.
Yeah. This is a good show. It was my issue with the show is mostly just that I'm sick of video game elements in my fantasy.
Yep.
And that's not fair to the show because it's good. It knows what it's doing, but it was just sort of I think that sort of grated on me. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's different animation directors in the scenes. Just little changes and the way models are done during big long fights just sort of annoyed me slightly.
Like an A crew and a B crew kind of situation.
I don't even think it was an A crew and a B crew. I think it was sort of like what they do with Space Dandy. It's just in a series of scenes instead of a series of episodes. I might be wrong on that. I might be completely wrong on that, but that's kind of the vibe I got.
Sure.
Which could be really cool, but like, guys, stay on model. Or if you go off model, be it for a very good reason.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a minor quibble. It's just one that stuck out to me because that way.
Right.
And yeah, I think I would have enjoyed this more if it just came around at a different time. I'm just at that stage where I am sick of this particular genre.
That is fair. No, that is fair.
I'm trying to be objective about it, so I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It was, like I said, it was a good show. It was just a genre that I wasn't aware I was sick of till about a quarter through the show. I was like, oh, that's why I'm not enjoying it so much.
Right, that's fair. That's totally fair.
So I'll give it a thumbs up. But yeah, it was just just sick of video game in my fantasy.
That is totally fair.
Yeah. But yeah, good characters, good great world building. And using the unique aspect of it being a video game to explain some of the weirdness going on
Yep.
is actually kind of a neat idea. It's like there's cool stuff in there, like like I don't know. I'm not being as articulate as I could be, partially because I'm just exhausted from the
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. Fair.
Show good. Watch. Yes.
Oh, good. What show now? Go.
That's
No,
me.
I mean, yeah. I partially agree. The only problem I had with this show, so to speak, is the pacing.
Yeah.
And we've discussed that. But yeah, I do get what you mean there. It's like, even I mean, we discussed this on Faraway Paladin as well. It's like it's almost like they don't do just fantasy anymore. It's like it's always got to have an isekai element tagged into it or video game element tagged into it. It's like, guys, just give us a fantasy story. Like it's it's not difficult.
Yeah.
I know we're not in that kind of era anymore, but the Lord of the Rings still sells for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
here's the thing. Like Freerun and Delicious
Yes.
Dungeons came in and kicked everyone in the neck. It was like, hey, this is how you do fantasy. Remember this?
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Free run's right there as an example. I mean, don't get me wrong, in the way the anime works and the cycle and everything else, I'm sure we're going to have about half a dozen free run duplicates in the next couple of years.
Well, about the same boring ass elf girl.
Yeah. That completely missed the point.
Yep.
But, yeah, again, these guys have done a very good job of saying this isn't a fantasy show. It's an MMO. It's a video game show that is set in a fantasy world because it's the game is a fantasy game. It's an MMO. It's World of Warcraft. Okay, it's that kind of setting, except everyone are fucking humans.
Yeah. You don't have any proper. Yeah, you don't have a proper.
No, all the
proper
player characters are human. Yeah.
Yeah.
No proper species in there at all. Not one orc or goblin.
There's not even an elf.
Elves aren't a species. They're a food. And just gave me the dirtiest look.
But yeah, no, it's like I said, it's a good show. It's just not saying anything new, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no.
It's a cool, put it on, enjoy it. It's actually a good example of the genre. It's just like Eric said, it's a genre we're kind of tired of seeing at this moment in time.
Mhm.
It's saturated. Like, there's a number. I mean, even for this, there's a number of shows that I've been considering doing and recommending for us to watch, and so many of them, it's like, oh no, wait, this is an isekai. This is another. It's another in genre joke kind of show. It's like, guys, give us something new. I know what sells, but please give us something new.
Or just give us something old but good.
Yeah. Again, that's not a knock on this show. This show is good for what it is. This is more just of us generally like. We are thirsty and we don't want to drink Prime. We don't want the popular stuff. We want the good stuff.
We've had enough Mountain Dew. Can we have some Dr. Pepper, please?
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed this. I really did enjoy this a lot. Again, I agree with Gab. Like the pacing was the main thing. Like the boss fight drug on a little bit too long, and then like the end of the season really sort of felt like, and things are happening, and then it stopped. It's like okay, like it really felt like it's not really. It didn't really feel like a season end. Really, I mean it was, but yeah. But overall, like it's a fun show. It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
It is not a deep show.
No.
Like
I mean, there's a lot of lore.
yeah, no,
There's
but like it's not. It doesn't have a lot to say yet. There might be more. Like there may be more to it than I'm giving it credit for. But like,
this is a Steins Gate or a Death Parade.
Oh God, no. No, we're not talking like Steins Gate, or like we're not talking like Steins Gate, Death Parade, Psychopaths, Freerun, Mob Psycho. Like
This is
cool
this is
shit. The anime.
popcorn.
Yeah.
This is cool shit. The anime. This is.
I mean,
these are really good candy bars. What it is.
it's an yeah. And no, I will say the one thing it does do pretty well is it does a good job of showing the bonds of friendship that can form between gamers.
Yes.
Like in actual friendships, and like it's portraying actual gamer friendships. Like, but these people are legitimately friends.
In kind of a more realistic Droogs kind of way, rather than the power of friendship.
No, right, no, that's what I mean. Actual friendship. Yeah. Like, I'm not talking like they like it's clear they give a shit about each other IRL. Like, they don't talk a lot about it, but like, because all of them are none of them are in like a bad situation, right? Like, I'd be interested to know like what would happen with this trio. Like, if one of them, like something like is bothering them IRL, and how the other two would react to it. Like, that is something I would be interested to see.
But it's clear there's also boundaries between them as well, because like Pencil Gun is a legitimate famous celebrity model,
and they don't know that.
I think they've got an idea.
I think Sunraku knows.
I think Sunraku knows. Oh yeah, Sunraku knows because his sister's a big fan.
His sister's a model obsessive. Yeah. But you know what he hasn't done? He hasn't told his sister that he's friends with her, because that would be a complete pain in the ass for her.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. He's clearly like, yeah, that would be a pain in the ass for Arthur. I don't want to for Pencil Gun. I don't want to like she's a friend. I want her like and the gaming thing is she wants to keep that separate from her IRL stuff. So
and at the end of the day, I know Pencil Gun the gamer, not the model. So that's her life. I'm not part of that.
Right.
But we're friends.
So yeah, I appreciate that. That's a well done like and good like it's good boundary setting. And like I said, but I really would like to see more sort of interactions between them as people, even if it's in game. Because like I'm hoping that they'll do more of that as they go forward. Is sort of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I think that would add more to the actual like story of the game, the story of the show. I mean.
Yeah.
And again, like this is not a problem with the show. The first season is a lot of fun for the most part, and the fight go ahead.
Again, sorry, I don't mean to keep treading over your final thoughts time, but it's more of just it's a case of like you said, it's something we've seen before, but it's a good example of it.
Yes. No, it is a good show. Now it's not great. I would not call it a great show, but like this is a solid B plus. Like. There's nothing to be ashamed of in for the people. The people who did this put in work. It's clear, and I highly recommend. I think we all very much recommend it. So
yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm planning on carrying on watching.
Yeah, Sam, at some point
myself. So yeah.
I'm a little busy watching other stuff right now. Like I don't know, maybe season 2 of Apothecary Diaries.
Oh shit, season 2 of that is out.
Oh yeah, about halfway through.
I should get in on that.
So yeah, I guess yeah. So definitely 3 thumbs up, even if like Eric's a little tired of the video game stuff, and that's totally fair. There's been way too much of it. Like it bothers me more in shows that are like not or supposed to be like it's not in a video game. So why is it bothers me I will say it doesn't like the one sort of subgenre it doesn't bother me in is like. The villainous series, the villainous ones where it's like the main character is a character who's stuck in an Otome game playing the villainous. I don't know why it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me as much in those.
Give us something different. I think the thing with it is, it's almost like it's easy to do it in a fantasy setting.
Oh yeah. Oh god, it's so easy.
It's become so bland. like give us a video game thing in a mech game. Or something like that, you know what I mean? Have it. I mean, I know Gundam Build Fighters exist. Yeah, but basically, give us that kind of thing.
Dude.
I mean, we've got Build Fighters and Build Divers. I mean,
but that's the thing. Like you say, that's 2 examples within the same series of the same franchise.
No, I agree. I'm on
my 5th burger and I want a steak.
Yeah, that's my issue is like. I find the video gaminess in the fantasy ones just like it was interesting the first couple of times, but I've gotten really tired of it. I agree with Eric. Like if it's not actually a video game, I find it really just like, oh my god, really.
I mean, I think that's also potentially a a symptom of the video game industry in a whole. Because I mean, look at all the MMOs out there and how many of them are fantasy based.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh that.
Almost all of them. Or even pseudo fantasy and Final Fantasies.
I think what really it's unfair to Shangri-La for me to feel this way about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, I mean, it's not like it's a fucking like Shield Hero where it has absolutely no place in it. Also, Shield Hero has a bunch of other problems with it, but using that as an example.
Right.
Yes. So like all this negativity that we're coming out with here is about the genre in general. Nothing about this is against Shangri-La
exactly.
Frointier. It is a good example of the actual show. Of the genre. But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely like there's a couple of shows where like it's got the video game element and like it's otherwise a straight fantasy and I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not even like it's an isekai. It's like, no, it's just a straight fantasy show except like their video game status screens. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Or fucking is it okay to pick girls in a dungeon? Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Danmachi is like it, I want to like that show, but
yeah.
Well, they do
like,
that.
Like, there's a lot to like about Danmachi, but like,
yeah,
that
I mean, they do it in Slime as well. You know.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's an isekai that is presented with a game system for some reason.
I will say it it bothers me less in actual isekai than it does in straight fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, and again, I would prefer if they didn't have the video gamey stuff in Reincarnated as Slime. Like, I freely put that like if it was, but like it bothers me less there than it does in like as Eric said, like Danmachi, which is
yeah.
Like, and again, like Danmachi's not a bad show, but like, God, the video gamey elements just feel weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, but
we also have free run in Delicious in Dungeons.
So like, thank you, please. and they're isekai where they don't have the video gamey element to it, like, and do it well. Yeah. And like, I know for a fact that it's handled really well. Like the isekai thing is handled really well in a show I've not watched because I just don't. Never been in the mood to watch it, which is ReZero.
Yeah, ReZero's excellent. I need to get back on ReZero.
Everything I heard about it is a great sshow. It's just every time I've sat to try to watch it, I'm like, I am not in the right mental place to watch the show right now.
Yeah.
There's several shows where I'm like, no, I'm not ready for this.
I feel that way about Andor, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, season 1 of Andor was fucking amazing, and season 2 is apparently even better. But I
Yeah.
cannot bring myself to watch it right now.
Yeah.
I am really enjoying it. We're down to the last 3 episodes next week, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Shangri-La Frointier season 1. Go check it out if it sounded interesting, you should go check it out. But yeah. I guess that's it for this episode. Eric, you got the next pick. What are we watching next?
So it's called Shangri-La Frointier, a really good candy bar. And but now I'm ready for a steak. We're gonna do Pluto.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know you two watch it. I know almost nothing about Pluto.
It starts off with a murder mystery.
Yes.
That's where I'm gonna. It starts off with a murder mystery.
No, I'm happy going into this blind. It's just like everything I've heard is it's a good show, and I've just not looked into it yet because I don't know why I've not looked into it yet. I just haven't.
There is. I mean, like I'm saying this purely based on the fluff that I heard around it. I have watched it, but I'm not familiar with the show that it gets compared to, which is essentially a pseudo retelling of Robot Boy.
I mean, it is Astro Boy. Like
Astro Boy, that's it. Sorry, yeah.
It's this one.
Astro Boy.
Okay. No. I know what show it is now. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it is Astro Boy. Just not as much of Astro Boy as you think it might be.
Yes.
I will say I watched the dub at the same time I was watching Has Been Hotel, and Keith David plays both Huckster in Has Been Hotel and Dr. Tenma in Pluto. So for the longest time I just had Dr. Tenma singing Loser Baby just in my head.
Loser baby.
Yeah. So, that's going to do it for this episode, folks. Thank you for watching. We'll be back whenever we finish Pluto, basically.
Yes.
Take care, everybody. Have a good time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Peace. Bye-bye.
Bye.